Hello Internet, and today's video is going to be another book opinion, those videos in which I tell you my opinion on a book, and today's book is going to be Starflight by Melissa Landers. This is a sci-fi book and it was a lot of fun. I'm going to preface this by saying that I might be a little biased on my enjoyment of this book because the book I read before this one was not that great. So I kind of want you to know how I felt just going into it. I was just overjoyed to be done with the book that I was reading beforehand. However, I do think that this book is a really good time. So this book is about a teenage girl, and she ends up getting blacklisted as a criminal, and she now has criminal tattoos. Because of this, she's not getting a lot of opportunities anymore because everyone can see that she is a criminal, so they don't want to hire her. So she decides that she wants to go to the outer realm where it is more lawless, it's not really controlled by the space government and everything, and she can set up a new life there in this lawless territory and finally be free to just work on her mechanics and not have to be bothered by anyone. Except she doesn't have money to pay for the trip all the way there. So one of the tricks that you can do if you don't have money is to trade a passage to wherever you want to go for your labor. So you become a servant of some of the rich, and then they pay for your passage to get wherever you're going. So she ends up getting picked up by a dude that she knew from high school. She went to this prestigious academy that was mainly for like really rich kids, but she got a scholarship, and this kid who ends up hiring her is her high school bully, a guy who just made her life a living hell because she was the scholarship kid and he is the heir to a gigantic corporation that basically runs most of the universe. And they end up tied together because that's her only passage. She has to agree to be his servant. Well, down the line, we figure out that he gets charged as a wanted criminal, and now they're both on the run from space cops. They end up aboard a ship of some weird characters, and all together they're just like running from space cops the whole time. So this book is definitely an adventure. It is a love to hate relationship in this book. So I don't mind love to hate. I think it's pretty decent. I like the angst in love to hate because I think it's just enough that I can handle it, but a lot of times, like, I don't like when angst goes overboard, so I kind of like the realm of love to hate. However, I've never been a fan when love to hate has these people being awful, horrible people to each other, and then all of a sudden they're in love, and like there's no explanation on like, are you guys going to talk about how horrible you guys were to each other? So I did like in this book how both of them acknowledged that they were not the kindest people to each other, and they were like, it's not okay how we treated each other before this, but we're going to forgive each other and move on. And so we see these two slowly go from antagonizing each other to like getting along and kind of begrudgingly accepting that they're in this together to actually becoming lovers and dating and such as. So I liked the love to hate relationship in this. As for the space opera part, it was very a dramatic sort of tale. It's not a very long book, so of course they didn't have a lot of time to expand and go deeper into this plot. So we get into a lot of shenanigans, figuring out what's going on with the crew on this new ship, why we're being chased by space cops, why this heir of a corporation all of a sudden has the most wanted poster out there, like he has a really high turn-in price and all of that. I do think that the build-up was stunted a little bit because of the shortness of the book. There's just some plot points that seemingly came out of nowhere. They weren't disingenuous, they weren't like random, but they were just like, okay, and they came off as a little cliche, but not in a way that felt completely natural. Like, they felt like they belonged there, but it didn't feel like organic that was there. But overall, fully enjoyed myself. I had a really great time. Like, they go and they fight pirates, they go and they try to do different things. Each crew member has a little history and a backstory, and all of this is really interesting. The captain on the ship actually reminds me of Treasure Planet. You know that old captain dude, the half like robot dude that kid that is mentored by in Treasure Planet? That's what the captain in this book reminds me of. And I just wanted to point that out in case like any of you have also watched that movie or have read this book. Overall, I think it's very fun. It's very entertaining. It definitely gave me that feel of sci-fi that I've been looking for. I really, really liked it and enjoyed it. It was just like a fun little sci-fi adventure that I got to have. It felt like it was condensing some with its plot, and while it was rushing in other places, but overall that didn't impede you from enjoying yourself. So other than those little tight working plot issues, I enjoyed myself. I think if you pick up this book, you're going to enjoy yourself, especially if you like sci-fi, if you love to hate relationships. You're going to just have a good time, have a lot of fun, you'll enjoy yourself, and what more could we want from a book? So if you like what you're seeing here and you want to continue seeing more, click all those bunnies down below, and goodbye, Internet.